Today, we're going to make the Gravely building windows look a little bit dirtier. So let's get going with this right now. I'm Tom Kovichak, and this is Tom's Trains and Things. This channel was created to help other modelers who are in need of guidance in pursuing their dream of building a model railroad. And we are going to make these windows right here look a lot dirtier than what they are. Now, I'm not going to do too much weathering on it, just a little bit, just to get it to look a little bit dirtier. Now, there's a lot of different ways that we can do this, and I'm just going to show you one way right here. We could get them to look a lot worse if I would have brushed the paint on. I could make it look like the paint's peeling on there. But since I sprayed it on, we're just going to dirty them up a little bit to make them look like they've been there for a while, because these look like brand new windows. I created a Patreon page and I'm putting more content on there. I have different tiers set up on there with different levels of rewards, and the higher the tier, the more rewards you will receive. There are videos on there that are not on YouTube that have a little bit more detail than what I show here, so go check that out. And thank you. Like I said before, there's a lot of different ways that you could weather the windows, and as a matter of fact, weather anything on a building. But I'm going to show you a way that I found by mistake. Now, why didn't I think of this before? Dirt. Now, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and what you see around here is a representation of Pennsylvania in the 50s, and most of it is fictional. It's just about my memories of what I saw when I was small. I'm going to show you something that is, I wouldn't say manufactured. Dirt isn't manufactured, but it is bottled in, where does it say? Sheffield Drive in Delmont, Pennsylvania, 15626. And it's express scale ballast, and it comes in 3 different textures. It comes in fine, medium, and coarse. Now, I've used all 3 of these as ground cover, dirt ground cover in various areas on my model railroad, and it looks great. And so I am going to use the fine natural soil and dirt natural stone aggregate. Okay, and this comes from Delmont, is in western Pennsylvania, and it's close to not too far from Pittsburgh, and that's where I grew up, and this is what the dirt looked like, unless the dirt is covered with graphite from the steel mills. Then it looks black. But anyway, I'm going to use the fine. Now, like I said, I've used the coarse and the medium and the fine in different areas on my model railroad already, but for making the windows look dirty, we're going to brush on some of this stuff right here. And it's about to get a storm right here. I could hear it thundering, and the power's been fluctuating a little bit, so bear with me on this if you see a little bit of a fluctuation in here. But anyway, this is very, very fine. And I'm just going to dip, you can see and we're just going to brush a little bit on the windows, and as you could see, when I brush it into my hand, it leaves a residue there, and then you see all this little stuff here that I could probably dig into there, but I'm not going to. But anyway, that's the look that we're going for right there. I don't know if you could see it real good, but anyway, but you can see it right down here. Okay, so we're going to use this, and so let's get started with that right now before we lose power. I placed a little bit of the dirt in one of these little little deals you get in the hospital when they give you medicine. I have a lot of these from being in the hospital, but anyway, little plastic cup. Okay, for applicators, you could use a Q-tip or one of these. These come in 3 different sizes. The green one has the largest tip on it. They also have white and yellow. I can't remember the brand name on it. The sponge and the brush right here is from Tamiya, and that's for the powders. It has a it's like a makeup sponge on one side, and it's got a little brush on the other side, and a Kleenex or a tissue. Okay, because it could be Puffs instead of Kleenex, but it is Kleenex. Okay, but anyway, all we're going to do, I'm going to take this one right here and put a little bit of powder on there, like that, and I'm just going to rub it into the window, and we're going to get a little bit, extra stuff. And it's thundering like crazy out there right now. And I lost my microphone between clips. When we lost power, the microphone didn't come back on. And I recorded another session and didn't notice that the microphone was off. But anyway, we just come in here and just work some of this in there. Now, there's a lot of different ways that we could do this, but this is just one way. I found this by accident, and so that's why I'm doing it. And it just makes them a little bit dirtier, but not too much. I'm going to take some of this, and let me do it with a Q-tip. And just spread it around a little bit. Okay. Now you can see the difference between the second floor and the third floor windows here. Now they're weathered, but they're not overly weathered. Now these right here are still as they were when I painted them, and then this is just a little bit dirty from being out in the sun and being, in the weather. But we're not going to go real far with the weathering on this. We're just doing light weathering. And so this is how we're going to do it on here with the dirt. Just going to spread the dirt on there just to get it so it doesn't look like it's brand new. We could just throw this out in the dirt outside and do the same thing probably. But this is more interesting like this. Brush it on like that, okay? Let's put some underneath here. Okay, there you go. Those two. Now I'll put those up against these right here, and you can see the difference. Here, let me put these right next to those. Right like that. One additional thing that we're going to do to the window is I'm going to take the X-Acto blade and just go down and put some lines in there every once in a while, just to give it a little bit of texture, because if you'll notice, the grain on the wood on here is going the way I'm rubbing now. So on the verticals, it's also going that way. So we're going to give it the appearance of a little bit of weathering going on the verticals, and we're going to do it on the horizontals too, but you're less likely to see the grain in these sections going that way. And I'm going to put a little bit right in here on the bottom. And that just gives it a little bit more detail and a little bit more depth. Now we're not going to go into the panes itself. We're just going to go on the outside frame of it. And over here. Okay, that's it. Right there. So we'll bring this up here like this, and I hope you could see it. It's having a hard time focusing. But what I'll do is I'll take a photograph of it with my camera. There, I'll do it that way. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take a picture right here. I'm trying not to get my shadow in there. Take another one. All right, so this picture right here is going up on the screen. But anyway, I can't. The only reason I did that was because I can't get a good get it to focus up in here. So here is a view of all the windows on the building, except for the storefront. The storefront would be right underneath here. This right here, this is a large window, and I didn't put that in because sure enough, my thumb would go through it because it's so big. So that'll go on once we get this assembled. The same thing with this door right here and these other doors right here. And we'll do this on the next one right before we put it together. The next episode, we're going to put window blinds in here on the inside, or curtains or whatever, and then we'll assemble it. There's what it looks like, and I'll take another picture of it up real close with my camera because I can't get a really good picture with this camera on here. That's all we have right now for the Gravely Building windows detail. Now, on the next episode, we're going to put some blinds in here and some curtains and assemble it. And then from there, it's a piece of cake. One more episode after that, and that'll be it for the Gravely Building. So it's been fun doing this. I like doing it. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know why? Because it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, ding that bell. That'll notify you whenever I have another video coming out. Go ahead and check my webpage, tomstrainsandthings.com. I put something new on there every week. And leave a comment down below. I like to read your comments, and your comments are going into Q&As from now on. So if you have any questions or you have any comments, put them in there. Let me know about it, and we'll make a video about it. So we're going to have some more of the Q&As coming up. I got the power supply coming up. And don't forget, I have a Vegas movie studio tutorial coming up. That'll be coming up within a week. I just got that so I could do the tutorial on the movie studio version of Vegas instead of using the Pro version. So we'll see you, and have a good day. This is wide angle. Wide load, wide load. Well, that's all we have right now for the Gravely Building